The Disaster Artist stars James Franco, Dave Franco, and Seth Rogen. Greg Sinestro and Tommy Wiseau moved to Los Angeles to become actors. It doesn't work out, so they make their own movie, The Room, a cult film. James Franco directed this movie. He and Seth Rogen directed The Interview together. It was hilarious. This movie is based on the book of the same name written by Greg Sinestro. It was published in 2013. I may pick it up next year. I heard the movie is really faithful. I haven't seen The Room, but I've seen the Nostalgia Critics review 3 times. I've seen Obscurus Lupe's review only once. I enjoyed The Disaster Artist. It's a funny movie with lots of heart. The Disaster Artist started its wide release this weekend, but it wasn't available in my local cinema. I drove to Colossus. It's 40 minutes away. I took the freeway. I was too early. The website said 3 o'clock, but the showtime was actually 3:50. I barely thought about going on a drive. I decided to play a couple of arcade games. I played only one. Fast and the Furious Supercharged. James Franco was magnificent. He disappeared into his role. Tommy Wiseau is eccentric. He's one of a kind. One of his quirks was wearing shades indoors. He's mysterious. He barely talks about himself. He claimed he's from New Orleans. Maybe he lived there for a while, but you can tell by his accent he's European. Maybe he's from Belgium. While I was watching the Nostalgia Critics review for the first time, I was honestly reminded of Jean-Claude Van Damme. Dave Franco was good. He and James naturally have good chemistry. Greg Sinestro is a normal guy. He is an aspiring actor. He easily got an agent, but his auditions dried up after a while. He and Tommy are close friends. They supported each other, even though Greg naturally knew The Room wouldn't be good. Seth Rogen was good. He's been a star for 10 years now. I see Knocked Up in the cinema, but whatever. Sandy Sinclair is a script supervisor, but he became the co-director because Tommy wasn't a good director. You could say Sandy is the audience surrogate because he's a normal guy and he was naturally frustrated with Tommy. This movie was really funny. I laughed a lot. Keep in mind, it's not a straight-up comedy. Yeah, my crowd was small, but several people laughed out loud. The cast naturally have good chemistry. Tommy Wiseau is eccentric. You can't ignore him. If he was a normal guy or a boring guy, The Room would have been just another bad movie. This movie is character-driven. Greg and Tommy's friendship is the main focus. It's more like a bromance. Greg was attracted to Tommy because of his fearlessness. They support each other even while they were making their movie. In fact, they were the only people on the set with passion. Everyone else was just working. Some friendships have ups and downs, so yeah, their friendship really got strained after a while. Tommy was called the modern-day Ed Wood. I haven't seen any Ed Wood movies. He is known for Plan 9 from Outer Space. I seen the 1994 movie Ed Wood. It was good. Johnny Depp played Ed. He disappeared into his role. He wasn't hammy. This movie honestly reminded me of Man on the Moon. I love that movie. I overwatched it. Jim Carrey played eccentric comedian Andy Kaufman. He disappeared into his role. Director Miles Forman claimed he never seen Jim Carrey. He only seen Andy Kaufman, Foreign Man, or Tony Clifton.
Hey, how y'all doing? Where you from? Yeah.
Oddly enough, this movie is inspiring. It tells you to follow your dreams like La La Land. The Room wasn't intended to be a black comedy, but that's what happened. I'm interested in acting and writing. I wrote a few stories on Fiction Press a few years ago. This movie only has a couple of issues. It has some cameos. They added nothing to the story. Josh Hutcherson plays the guy who played Danny. He was fine. He was in the Hunger Games. He just disappeared. I guess by choice. Zac Efron plays the guy who played the drug dealer. He was good. I honestly didn't recognize him at first.
Is that right?
Tommy's mysterious nature is both good and bad. I wanted to learn a little more about him. This movie should have explained how Tommy's wealthy. The book kind of explains why. I visited The Room's IMDb page today. I won't give away the reasons here. The Disaster Artist gets an A. It's a funny, inspiring movie. Everyone was great. James Franco was magnificent. He disappeared into his role. You don't have to see The Room to appreciate this movie. Thanks, as always, for watching, guys. My Twitter link is down below. Let me know what you think of The Disaster Artist. Did you like it or hate it? Have you seen The Room? Star Wars The Last Jedi is right around the corner. I'll talk to you later. Alrighty then.